Trump has been talking about these significant tariffs, Canada, Mexico, China, et cetera. What's your view on, is this political positioning versus real economic discussion? And if it is real, what is the implications as a real estate investor?
So that's the perfect question. The first is what's going on? And then two, what do we do about it? How do we make money? How do we navigate? How do we protect ourselves? Tariffs. So I'm an industrial investor for well over a decade. It's my favorite asset class by far. So tariffs are very close to home, to say the least. Okay.
Why is that, just for context?
So I'm an industrial investor because, one, I like the backbone of America in a way where manufacturing, distribution, et cetera, it's in hard assets. It's in very real and tangible things. And I think the drivers of industrial are actually easier to track once you understand them than many other sectors. I also like the lease types, triple net, et cetera. But what I'm seeing and what I'm interested in on the tariff side specifically, because it completely reshapes the map, not just globally, but especially in the US and especially for manufacturing. Trump's had this interesting trend, and whether you love him or hate him, this is not a political discussion. This is more a strategic discussion. He talks about tariffs. He talks about what he's going to do about tariffs. The market reacts, typically negatively. We see the stock market particularly start jumping around and dipping, et cetera. And then as it gets closer to the tariff taking effect, most people assume that there's going to be some degree of that other country, bowing down or backing off on that. We have seen that. Colombia is a good example, and, others, et cetera. When the tariff actually hits, or when it's the day of, we see often another dip or other things, because most investors don't actually think that's going to happen. So there's this trend that keeps repeating itself over and over, where the market's unsure of what Trump's going to do with these tariffs.